What's happening? What is happening? Oh my God, there it is. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Crypto Jarhead here. I wanted to do a video this morning, to get everyone ready, and then got stuck behind a damn tractor trying to get to work, so I didn't have time before work, and then work was crazy, and then I just got home, and there's, any game developer will tell you that launch day is not a fun, easy, stress-free day. There are fires that pop up that you got to put out. You're running around like a crazy person. Obviously not literally running. You're sitting at your computer or your phone or whatever, trying to figure out the last little bug things. But we are on track. We are on schedule. We will launch in half an hour. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. That's around 6 o'clock for us West Coast guys. West Coast, we got it better. We just hang out in the sun, hit the beach. That's all we do. Anyway, this is the page that you're gonna want to be on. Okay, this is not the page that you play Teris on. It will actually redirect you to our game server that we have. But this is the wardogsgaming.net/Teris, or is that a slash or a backslash? I don't know. Whatever, dude. I'm a nerd. I'm just not a computer nerd. So this is a site that we're watching the traffic. A lot of you guys are looking at this, so this is the page that you're going to want to be on. Okay. And right around 5 minutes till, when you see this turn to, 17:55 or 8:55 or 20:55 or whatever, go ahead and refresh the page, and you should see this button change a little bit. So when it does, you can go ahead and click on that and go to the actual user interface. Now keep in mind, just because you can get on the page doesn't mean the contract will be unlocked yet. But just didn't want to, have the button go up at 9 o'clock. So people are trying to load a whole fresh new page and then hit it, So we're going to let you guys in a little early so you're already on the page. The UI is going to look pretty much exactly like it did in the beta test. We didn't really do a whole lot of UI fixes. A couple of slight little minor changes, like a couple editing things. But it's, pretty simple. This is going to be the UI. You just got to click that little buy-in button right there. That's literally all you have to do. You click on that, a window's going to pop up asking you to confirm your transaction. Keep in mind, you will need MetaMask or Trust or Cypher or MyEther wallet or any of these DApp-enabled wallets. You have to have a DApp-enabled wallets, and that is so that our website can read your keys to make sure that it's actually you, and it'll process the transaction. That doesn't mean I have access to any of your keys. None of the development team does. It's just the way that these programs communicate with each other. It has to be DApp-enabled. So whatever your preference is for that, MetaMask is a popular choice. I used to like MetaMask until I got into Trust. I like Trust a lot better now because I'm mobile, but it's really up to you. It doesn't matter. As long as it's DApp enabled, whatever your preference is, you're going to click on this button and a window's going to pop up. If you're on the phone on the MetaMask, you might have to click on it and then switch over to your MetaMask, switch the browser window to MetaMask to confirm, and you can put in up to 2 Ethereum, which you'd have to click that button 4 times. To get your 2 Ethereum in. And then once you get paid out, you can put right back in. You don't have to wait for all 4 of your transactions to clear to get back in. As soon as you see one clear, you can go ahead and put another one in. But keep in mind, guys, you do not have to go back onto the website and claim your Ethereum. When you put in a transaction, you're paying gas for the transaction. Some of that gas is being used to send the Ethereum to the guy that you're paying out. When you put in, if you're knocking someone out, if your transaction pushes somebody out, part of your gas is being used to send that Ethereum to that guy. So what that means for you is that when it's your turn, you ain't got to do nothing. It'll just pop back up into your wallet. So I hope you guys all have your Ethereum ready. There have been some issues with the Ethereum network, so do not cheap out on the gas, guys. Just don't do it. I was able to get a few transactions through, kind of setting thing up, moving my Ethereum around so that I can play, because it'd be kind of nice. I'll be honest, I sold some alts You know, it happens. So I do have a little list of things I need to buy back after I'm done playing. But I wanted to play my own game. That's why I make them. You know, I don't want to make a game and not play it myself. Where's the fun in that, guys? Anyway, let's see. Anything else? Oh, yeah. So, you know, it'll just pop right back up. You know, you'll just see this number jump from, 0 to 0.625 or whatever, whatever your Ethereum is. And I do have my 2 ready to go. Sorry, man. There's just so much crap in the air these days. Anyway, yeah, it's in half an hour. I'm very excited. I'm trying to keep from bouncing off the walls. Just wanted to make a quick pump video. Like it's coming. Keep your eye on this little timer here, and when you see it hit 5 minutes, just go ahead and refresh the page and look for a new button. Look for a new button. Go ahead and click on that. I hope you guys get as much enjoyment out of this as I do. Please do remember, though, the contract will lock at 640 transactions. It's by design, and that does mean that some people are going to have their Ethereum tied up for a little bit. But the first priority of that trading wallet is to pay people back in Teris. Okay, the last thing we want to do is lock people down in a 4th doubler while we're trying to pay the other 3 doublers. So priority 1 is Teris. Once the last person has been paid out from round 1, then we'll open it back up, and we'll spend a couple of weeks paying the Gears games, for just a 2-week period, and then it goes back to the people in line. Round 2 will be quicker than round 1. Round 3 will be quicker than round 2. Round 4 will be quicker than round 3. It'll go faster and faster and faster until we are actually self-sustaining, where, it can grow to a point where this thing, we can adjust the lock period. So if we're getting to the point where we're having to unlock this freaking contract like 2 or 3 times a day, we can adjust it from 640 to 6,400, if we wanted. We could adjust it to 20,000. We could adjust it to 200,000. It doesn't matter, We could just let people play. Let the people play. But for now, we do have to limit the Ethereum that's going in. And again, that is by design, because the last thing we want to do is create another doubler that just spirals out of control and has a backlog of like a couple thousand Ethereum or something. It's just not our intention. Keep it simple, keep it quick, keep it short. Anyway, my personal strategies on the doublers when it's coming to launch time. I figured I'd go ahead and share this with you. And also in the next day or 2, I will be releasing a video with the exact breakdown percentages, what happens to your Ethereum when you put it in here, as well as an estimated payout date in regards to ABOT values. So we did some calculations on the ABOT, and if we have an ABOT of, $40,000, we should be generating this much per day, and thus pay the line in this many days. So I'll release all that information sometime tonight, tomorrow. I was wanting to do it today right before it launched, but there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the background. Anyway, so my personal strategy that I used in the Gears games was on the launch, as soon as I could press the button, I would kind of preload like 10 or 15 transactions into the MetaMask, okay? Now, keep in mind, those didn't have a specific transaction lock, but say if I only had enough Ethereum in my account for 5 transactions, I would preload 15, right? And then as soon as it said open or go, I would confirm however many I'd already figured out I could, right? And then I'd just wait, and I'd watch the Ethereum in my wallet here. I'd watch it dwindle until it was like, 0.01 or 0.02 or whatever. And then as soon as I started seeing it come back in, I'd confirm another batch of transactions. Okay, so that is how I played the original Gears games. That's how I was able to get through Gears of War a couple hundred times before it started slowing down. And it was very, very effective. It's very, very successful, because while Teris is, you know, you're going to get paid whether you're the first or the last guy to put in a round. I would be lying if I said there weren't advantages to being first. There definitely are advantages to being first. You want to try and get through as many times as you can before the lock happens. That's what I'm going to be doing. But anyway, that's my secret. That's how I did the Gears. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and take care of some last minute stuff, but I will see you guys in about 25 minutes. Have fun tonight. I would recommend not being cheap on the gas, even if you use, 10 to 15 Guai. It's still, the actual transaction fees are pretty cheap. I know MetaMask is going to tell you it's going to cost you $3. It's not. It usually doesn't. That's the fee if it uses 100% of your gas limit. And during the beta testing, it fluctuated between 90,000 gas and about 120,000 gas were the average ones I saw. So it's not going to cost you as much as it tells you it will. If you're ever curious, click on a transaction after it's been done, go down and look at the actual gas used, the actual transaction fee, and it is never anywhere close to what I've never seen it, even a quarter of what MetaMask said it was going to cost me. But anyway, the network is being a little weird right now. There's quite a bit of strain. So don't skimp on the gas if you're trying to get in and out of these gears quickly. Have fun. See you guys in about 20 minutes.